Weak legs aren't just an inconvenience. They're a serious risk that can steal away independence and confidence. Every year, countless seniors suffer falls simply because their legs don't have the strength to hold them up. But here's the surprising part. Reversing that weakness doesn't have to take months of training or complicated programs. There's a simple morning habit, something anyone can do, that begins working almost instantly. Imagine starting your day, trying this one step, and suddenly feeling steadier, stronger, and more secure on your feet. In this video, I'll reveal exactly what it is and why it works. As we age, one of the biggest challenges our bodies face is a condition called sarcopenia, an age-related loss of muscle mass and strength that can start as early as our 40s and accelerates after the age of 60. It's not something most people notice right away. At first, it might be small things. Carrying the groceries feels heavier than before, or standing up from a low chair requires more effort. Over time, the muscles in the legs shrink and weaken, leaving them less capable of supporting the body's weight. Sarcopenia is one of the leading reasons why seniors begin to struggle with balance and stability, and when it progresses unchecked, it greatly increases the risk of falls, injuries, and loss of independence. But muscle loss isn't the only culprit. Circulation also plays a huge role in leg strength. As arteries and blood vessels stiffen with age, less oxygen and fewer nutrients are delivered to the muscles, meaning they don't get the fuel they need to stay strong and responsive. Combine this with slower nerve communication, where signals from the brain don't travel to the muscles as quickly as they once did, and the result is slower reflexes, weaker contractions, and that unsteady, wobbly feeling many people describe when trying to walk or climb stairs. It's a chain reaction. Poor circulation and nerve slowdown make the muscles weaker, weaker muscles reduce activity levels, and less activity causes even more weakness. Inactivity, in fact, is one of the most common reasons leg strength declines so rapidly in older adults. The less we use our legs, the faster the muscles shrink. Think about how much sitting dominates the day, watching TV, reading, or even long meals at the table. Hours of inactivity each day train the body to adapt to stillness instead of strength, and before long, everyday movements like getting up from a chair, climbing a few steps, or keeping steady on uneven ground become surprisingly difficult. Many seniors find themselves gripping railings tightly or hesitating before standing because of the fear that their legs won't hold them up. This is exactly why mornings are the best time to begin reversing leg weakness. After a night of rest, your body is in a state of renewal. Hormones that influence muscle repair and growth, such as testosterone and growth hormone, are at their natural peak. Blood sugar levels are stable, and the body is primed to absorb nutrients from breakfast. Most importantly, circulation is just beginning to ramp up after lying still for hours. By doing the right movement or habit first thing in the morning, you kickstart blood flow, wake up nerve pathways, and activate your muscles at the start of the day. This creates a ripple effect. You feel steadier not just in the morning, but for the entire day ahead. Imagine standing up from bed without stiffness, climbing stairs without wobbling, or walking into your kitchen with a newfound sense of confidence. Starting strong in the morning sets the tone for the hours that follow, making it the single best time to fight back against weak legs. Ignoring weak legs isn't just about feeling a little unsteady. It's a risk that can change a person's entire life in an instant. Falls are the #1 cause of injury among seniors, and they're often the result of legs that can no longer provide steady support. According to health data, 1 in 4 adults over the age of 65 experiences a fall every year, and many of those falls lead to serious consequences like hip fractures, broken bones, or head injuries. A hip fracture, in particular, can be devastating. Studies show that nearly half of older adults who suffer a hip fracture never return to the level of independence they had before. Something as simple as walking across the living room or stepping out of the shower can suddenly lead to months of pain, rehabilitation, and in many cases, permanent mobility issues. The danger doesn't stop at the physical injuries. Weak legs and the fear of falling can cause seniors to withdraw from the activities they love. Imagine being invited to a family gathering but hesitating to go because you're afraid of walking up a few steps to the front door. Picture missing out on your grandchild's birthday because you worry about stumbling in front of others. Over time, this fear can lead to isolation, depression, and a decline in overall health, since staying socially active is just as important as physical activity for long-term well-being. What makes this even more urgent is that weak legs don't fix themselves. Left unaddressed, they only grow weaker with time, creating a dangerous cycle. Weakness leads to less movement. Less movement leads to more weakness, and the risk of a fall grows higher every day. A fall doesn't just hurt. It can strip away independence, forcing many older adults to rely on walkers, canes, or even assisted living. The truth is, ignoring weak legs isn't simply ignoring a small problem. It's gambling with your safety, freedom, and quality of life. That's why taking action now, before the first fall happens, is so critical. Every day you wait increases the risk. But the good news is that by starting simple steps today, you can break the cycle and protect your independence before it's too late. So what is the simple morning habit that can reverse weak legs almost instantly? It's not a gym workout or a complicated program. It's just a short, 5 to 7 minute routine of circulation-boosting movements that anyone can do at home. These are gentle but powerful exercises designed to wake up the muscles, activate blood flow, and switch on the nerves that control your legs. Think of it as a morning reset button for your lower body, giving your legs the energy and stability they need to carry you confidently through the day. Here's how it works. The first step is a simple leg stretch to loosen tight muscles after a night of stillness. Sit on the edge of your bed or stand by a chair for support. Extend one leg forward and gently flex your foot back toward you. Hold for 10 seconds, then switch sides. This wakes up the hamstrings and calves, areas that tighten overnight and make standing feel wobbly in the morning. Next, move into calf raises. Stand tall with your hands resting lightly on a counter or chair, then lift your heels slowly off the ground, rising onto your toes, and lower back down. Do this 10 to 15 times. Calf raises pump blood upward, acting like a natural circulation booster that immediately strengthens your balance and steadiness. The third step is sit to stands, one of the most functional and effective moves for rebuilding leg strength. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor and your arms crossed over your chest. Slowly stand up, pause for a second, and sit back down under control. Repeat this 10 times. It may sound simple, but it directly strengthens the quads, glutes, and core, the exact muscles you need to get out of a chair, climb stairs, or prevent a fall. If standing without your arms is too difficult at first, you can use the armrests for support and gradually work your way toward doing it without help. In just a few minutes, this sequence of stretches, calf raises, and sit-to-stands brings life back into your legs, making them feel stronger and more stable almost immediately. The reason mornings are the best time for this habit has to do with how the body functions after sleep. When you've been lying still all night, circulation slows down, joints stiffen, and the nervous system is at rest. That's why so many people feel groggy, stiff, or weak when they first get out of bed. By performing these movements first thing in the morning, you kickstart your blood flow, sending oxygen and nutrients directly to the muscles that need them. This not only energizes the legs, but also primes your brain. Research shows that movement in the morning stimulates the nervous system, sharpening coordination and balance for the hours that follow. In other words, this isn't just about feeling stronger for a few minutes. It sets the tone for the entire day, reducing the risk of wobbles and stumbles from morning to evening. Doctors and physical therapists often recommend short, functional exercises like these because they mimic the movements of daily life. Instead of isolating one muscle at a time, they strengthen entire groups of muscles working together, exactly how your body moves when you're walking, climbing, or standing. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that older adults who practice short, consistent morning exercises improve their balance and leg strength significantly within just a few weeks. Another study in the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy showed that sit-to-stands alone reduced fall risk in seniors by over 30%. The evidence is clear. Even small amounts of the right movement, done regularly, can transform leg strength and stability. And the best part? This habit doesn't require special equipment, a gym membership, or more than a few minutes of your time. You don't need to change clothes or set aside half your morning. You can do it in your pajamas, right in your bedroom or kitchen, before you even start breakfast. For those who prefer an even gentler start, pairing this movement routine with a warm glass of water or a protein-rich morning drink can enhance the effect, giving your muscles the hydration and fuel they need to perform even better. So when you think about reversing weak legs, don't imagine months of exhausting training. Picture just a few minutes each morning devoted to simple, natural movements that immediately wake up your muscles, boost your balance, and rebuild your confidence. This single habit can be the difference between hesitating to take a step and walking forward with strength. It's simple, it's powerful, and it works, starting tomorrow morning. The real power behind this morning habit comes from the way it works with your body's natural systems, using science to create changes you can actually feel right away. The first key is circulation. After lying still all night, blood flow in the legs slows down, which is why so many people feel stiff or unsteady first thing in the morning. By doing simple movements like calf raises or sit-to-stands, you immediately pump fresh blood down into your legs and back up to your heart, forcing oxygen and vital nutrients into the muscles. Think of it like turning on a garden hose after it's been sitting overnight. The water doesn't flow strongly at first, but with just a little pressure, it comes rushing through. That surge of circulation instantly energizes the muscles, giving them the fuel they need to contract more powerfully and support your body better throughout the day. The second part of the equation is neural activation. Your muscles don't move on their own. They rely on signals from the brain and nervous system to tell them when and how to fire. During sleep, those pathways essentially go into idle mode. That's why your legs might feel sluggish or unresponsive when you first get out of bed. Morning movements act like flipping the switch back on. As you stretch, rise onto your toes, or stand up from a chair, nerves begin firing faster and communication between the brain and muscle sharpens. This process is sometimes called neuromuscular priming, and it makes your legs react more quickly and effectively to every step you take. With better neural activation, you're not only stronger, you're steadier, because your body is ready to catch itself if you trip or lose balance. The third factor is hormonal balance, which is especially important in the morning. After waking, your body naturally releases a burst of cortisol, the hormone that helps regulate energy and blood sugar. While too much cortisol later in the day can be harmful, the morning spike is useful because it helps mobilize energy for activity. At the same time, levels of growth hormone and testosterone, both of which play a role in maintaining and repairing muscle, are at their highest in the early hours after waking. When you combine that hormonal environment with physical movement, you create the perfect storm for building stronger, healthier muscles. It's like giving your body the exact conditions it needs to respond quickly to exercise and protect against weakness. Put all of these factors together, circulation, neural activation, and hormones, and you begin to see why a short morning habit can feel so effective so quickly. Within minutes, your muscles are receiving more oxygen, your nerves are firing faster, and your hormones are supporting strength rather than decline. That's why many seniors who try this routine report feeling an almost immediate difference. Steadier when walking to the kitchen, more confident when standing from a chair, and less fearful of stumbling on the way to the bathroom. Over time, those daily improvements compound, building a foundation of strength that carries over into every activity, from climbing stairs to enjoying family outings. The science explains why it works, but the real reward is how it changes the way you move and feel every single day. While the core morning habit of circulation-boosting movement is powerful on its own, there are a few simple upgrades that can make the results even stronger. Think of them as extra tools in your toolbox, completely optional, but incredibly effective if you want to give your legs and overall health the best possible start to the day. The first is hydration. After 7 or 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated, and dehydration directly affects muscle performance. Even mild fluid loss can make muscles feel weaker, stiffer, and more prone to cramping. By drinking a glass of water right after waking, you help your body restore balance and support healthy circulation, allowing your morning movements to be even more effective. Some people like to add a squeeze of lemon for a refreshing boost of electrolytes, but even plain water works wonders in rehydrating your muscles and joints. The second upgrade is a protein-rich breakfast. Muscles need protein to repair, maintain, and grow, and mornings are the perfect time to give them what they crave. During the night, your body has been fasting, which means your muscles are ready to absorb nutrients when you wake up. Starting your day with protein, whether it's eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a simple protein shake, provides the amino acids your muscles use to stay strong. Research has shown that older adults who prioritize protein in the morning experience less age-related muscle loss than those who skip it or rely only on carbs. Pairing your short leg strengthening routine with a protein-rich meal essentially tells your body, wake up, move, and rebuild. Over time, this combination strengthens the very muscles you're working to protect. The third booster is gentle sunlight exposure. Just 10 to 15 minutes of morning light can dramatically increase your body's production of vitamin D, which is vital for both muscle strength and bone health. Low vitamin D levels are strongly linked to weakness, fatigue, and a higher risk of falls, yet many older adults don't get enough of it, especially if they spend most of their time indoors. By stepping outside for a short walk, stretching on your porch, or even sitting by a sunny window while you enjoy your breakfast, you give your body the signal to produce more vitamin D naturally. Plus, sunlight helps regulate your body's internal clock, improving sleep quality at night and boosting energy during the day. When you put these boosters together, hydrating, fueling with protein, and soaking in some sunlight, they create the perfect environment for your legs to thrive. None of them are complicated, and you don't need to adopt them all at once. They're simply optional upgrades you can add to the core habit of morning movement, multiplying the benefits without adding stress to your routine. Even choosing one of these steps can make a noticeable difference. And if you combine all three, you give your body the hydration, nutrition, and natural energy it needs to fight weakness and keep you moving with strength and confidence all day long. One of the biggest reasons people don't see results from a simple morning habit is that they make small but costly mistakes. The first mistake is doing it too hard or for too long. These movements are meant to wake up your legs, not exhaust them. If you push yourself into long or overly intense sessions right away, you risk soreness, fatigue, or even injury, which can discourage you from keeping the habit going. The key is short, gentle, and consistent effort. Just 5 to 7 minutes is enough to activate your muscles and circulation without overdoing it. Another common mistake is skipping the routine on lazy mornings. It's easy to tell yourself you'll do it later in the day, but the truth is, later rarely comes. Skipping breaks the rhythm, and the benefits aren't nearly as strong if you don't start your day with them. Even on mornings when you feel tired or rushed, doing just a shorter version is better than doing nothing at all, because consistency is what creates lasting strength. The third mistake is pairing the habit with poor lifestyle choices that cancel out the progress. For example, starting with a great leg routine but then eating a sugar-heavy breakfast that spikes blood sugar and drains your energy, or spending the entire day sitting without breaks, weakens the very muscles you're trying to strengthen. Movement, nutrition, and daily activity all work together, so it's important to align them. Avoid these pitfalls by keeping the habit simple, sustainable, and balanced. Don't overdo it, don't skip it, and don't undo it with choices that drain your body afterward. By avoiding these mistakes, you set yourself up for real progress, building steady strength day by day without setbacks. Sometimes the best motivation comes from seeing what's possible, and countless seniors have discovered how quickly a simple morning habit can change their lives. Take Margaret, for example, a 72-year-old grandmother who had begun to dread walking up the stairs in her own home. She often felt her legs wobble halfway up, forcing her to grip the railing tightly and pause to catch her balance. Within just 3 weeks of practicing her 5-minute morning routine, she noticed a remarkable change. Not only could she climb the stairs with more confidence, but she no longer felt the same fear of falling when carrying laundry or groceries. What had once been a daily struggle became something she could do with ease. Then there's George, age 68, who had avoided family outings at the park because the uneven ground made him feel unsteady. After adding simple calf raises and sit-to-stands to his mornings, he found himself walking longer distances without his legs tiring out. By the end of a month, he was back to playing catch with his grandson, something he thought he had lost forever. His story proves that building strength doesn't require hours at the gym. Sometimes it just takes a few focused minutes each morning to regain the freedom to do what you love. Even those in their 80s and 90s have experienced powerful changes. Helen, an 81-year-old widow, admitted she had resigned herself to using a walker for the rest of her life. But after committing to her morning habit, she slowly transitioned from the walker to a cane, and eventually to walking short distances unassisted. She said the biggest difference wasn't just in her legs, but in her confidence. She felt like she had taken back control of her independence. If Helen can rebuild strength in her 80s, it's proof that it is never too late to start. The truth is, age doesn't define your strength, your habits do. Muscles respond to use at any stage of life, and the body has an incredible ability to adapt, even after years of decline. If others can go from feeling weak, fearful, and dependent to moving freely again, then so can you. Every small improvement adds up, and each day you commit to the habit brings you one step closer to greater balance, stability, and freedom. Remember, weakness isn't permanent. It's a signal that your body is asking for movement. And when you answer that call, change happens faster than you might believe. So whether you're 60, 70, or even 90, know this. It's never too late to rebuild strength, regain confidence, and reclaim the active life you deserve. Your legs are not destined to grow weaker with age. They have the potential to get stronger, starting as soon as tomorrow morning. Now that you know the simple habit that reverses weakness almost instantly, it's time to put it into practice. Just a few minutes each day can transform the way you move, giving you the confidence to walk freely, climb stairs with ease, and live without limits. Don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it with someone who needs encouragement. Remember, the sooner you begin, the faster you'll feel the results. Your strongest years are still ahead of you.